All right, will do. All right, I'm gonna record. So grab whatever props you might want, just in case you need them at some point. Make sure they're nearby. Find a comfortable seat. This is my mantra for the day. Happy. I'm holding on to happy. Right? It's a choice. It's a choice that we can make. We can find something, no matter what it is, and no matter all the crap that's going on, to feel happy about. So maybe set an intention for happy, or for that thing that brings out that happy in you. Close the eyes, feel the sits bones begin to just get heavy. And the tailbone is tall but relaxed. Let the shoulder blades begin to melt down the back. And it's okay to like move a little bit. So if you want to wiggle the shoulders, or maybe even just check in with the neck. Yeah. You've been active and maybe been hunched over, or who the heck knows, right? But just kind of check in a little bit. And then when you feel ready, coming into stillness. And this is the time when we can begin to tune into the breath. Trying to breathe as much as we can through the nostrils, feeling that cool air as it comes in and that warm air as it releases. And I just like that word release, right? We can release so much on an exhalation. We're releasing the air, we're releasing stress or tension, we're releasing that monkey mind, right? We can give that word release its own power. Good. Let's go ahead and begin by dropping the chin to the chest, stretching out the back of the neck. And then letting that right ear move over to that right shoulder. And then back through center. And then the left ear to the left shoulder. And just continue like that, just a few side to side. If you want to take the hands out away from the thighs or the hips, you'll feel a little bit more in that stretch. Good. And then the last time, over to the left, and then back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Draw almost as if you were off, like giving an offering. So scooping the arms in this external rotation. So those pinkies are facing one another. I want you to try to keep the elbows straight. Bring the pinky fingers together and then close down the palms. So we find this really strong, right? Straight arm here. And then notice how high up you can bring the arms with the hands together. The minute those elbows start to bend is where you stop, right? Keep those shoulder blades down and work through a little bit of pressure into the palms of the hands. It's not easy, right? With the minute we start to push those palms together, you're going to feel it, right? Kind of working its way up the back of the arms into those tricep muscles. Even the back starts to light up slightly, yeah? Keep breathing right here. Draw that belly in and up. Feel your strength. Press, press, press. And then interlace the thumbs. Make those little butterfly hands. And then reach those hands as far back as you can. It's okay to bend the elbows a little bit here. This should feel really nice. And then exhale, take the arms behind your back. Again, interlace the fingers, draw the shoulder blades together, And then take a forward fold. So it's okay, the head doesn't have to touch the ground, right? We're just feeling that folding action with that belly lifted. We're lengthening the spine, feeling some energy moving out through the crown of the head, and then inhale, come all the way back up. Release the hands and then bring those feet out. We're just going to take them over to the side, left and right, just a little rocking action here. Right, a couple of times. And then you'll know when you get back to the cross-legged position, put the other leg up and front this time. It's the one that feels weird, right? Usually when we come to a seat, we always take that same leg out in front. So take the opposite leg. And again, inhale, reach those arms up. Make that offering with the palms, pinkies together, and then close it down. Notice what's happening in the chest, right? A lot of times when our arms are lifted, we want to like take that rib cage out. So see if you can't settle it in. So that belly, it's that flying walk, right? It's that Uddiyana Bandha lifting action. We want those ribs to be knitted together. Good. Take one last breath here, and then we're going to drop our hands behind our head. So that prayer, right, those palms together, are just reaching down towards the floor, elbows up towards sky. And then take the elbows out and then in. They're not going to go very far, right? Because your head is there and the hands are back. Just a few little presses here. One more. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, take them back behind your back. As you interlace the fingers, take the opposite thumb on top. Again, that's the one that's gonna feel weird. All right, inhale, lift the chest, exhale, hinge forward. Reach back with those hands, reach forward with the crown of the head. Keep lifting into that belly. And then inhale, let's come all the way back up. Good, you can release the hands. Let's go ahead and come onto hands and knees, coming into a tabletop and just moving the spine a little bit in a couple of rounds of cat-cow. Exhale, chin to chest. Try to get those feet behind the thighs, right, so we can't see them. Two more here. Really working on matching, yoking, right, that breath to movement. All right, finding that neutral spine. We're going to take that left leg long and then lift it hip height. Or right leg, sorry. Left arm is going to come up. So right leg, left arm. Press down into the hand and into that leg and reach and extend out through those fingers and that heel. Exhale, draw the elbow and knee underneath the body. And inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, one more. Exhale, pull it in, round the back and extend. Hold the leg out, let that left hand come down. Again, like really work on those shoulder blades together. Like we're repelling ourselves away from the floor. So we're energetically pushing ourselves away from the floor and then cross that left leg behind the right and then look over that left shoulder. So we're stretching out that right side body, where you can feel those right ribs sort of pushing out to the side. And then take it back through center. Bring the knee down, find a child's pose just for a breath, arms stretch out, hips to heels. And then inhale, come back up. Left leg goes long. We kick it out so that's hip height, right? We want to keep those hips in alignment. Right arm extends out. Here's our inhale, exhale, pull everything in, round the back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, we round, pull everything in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, take it out, and then release that right hand down. Keep that left leg lifted, press out through that heel, and then go ahead and cross it over to the right. Look back. Keeping those toes tucked under, press out through the heel. Good, last breath here, come back through center and release that left knee. Tuck those toes under, lift your seat, find downward facing dog. So take a minute, pedal out the feet, right? Move around. Find your perfect down dog for the day. Whatever that is, maybe your hands are a little wider apart today. Maybe your feet are a little wider apart today. Right, try to get those heels melting down to the floor. All right, finding some stillness here. Inhale, flow forward, find a plank, a little vinyasa here. It just means a flow. And then exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale, pull back, use your core. One more time, press it forward. Let the crown of the head extend. And then we're just gonna come onto the tops of the toes, drop the hips and open up into an upward dog. And then pulling through the core again, go ahead and find your way back to downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. On your inhalation, look forward, come up onto the tippy toes, bend the knees. You can step or hop to the front of the mat, finding a nice standing fold in our Uttanasana. Shake the head, yes and no. Let's go ahead and wrap our peace fingers around our big toes. So you're just gonna take those peace fingers, right, your index finger and your middle finger around that flip-flop slot. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale as you release. I want you to reach your elbows out away from you. So into the sides of the room. Maybe there's a little bit of a bend in the knees. I'd rather that than having your knees be in a locked position, right? You can feel how those shoulder blades start moving apart. Nice stretch here. Drop that chin. Good. And then on your next exhalation, release your hands to the floor. Go ahead and bend your knees and then challenge yourself to jump back to a plank. So if you shift your weight slightly forward into the hands, where you have a little bit of buoyancy and you can pop those feet back nice and easy. And the same thing here, we're just gonna reach those toes down, drop the hips and find our upward dog. And then exhale, press it back again, downward facing dog. Deep breaths, breathing in, breathing out. Again, coming up onto those tippy toes, bend the knees, step or jump to the top of the mat. This time we're just gonna inhale, lift halfway, find that flat back. Exhale, release, press out through the feet, root to rise, arms up and over the head. Bring those palms out again like we did on the floor with those pinkies together. And then close down the hands. So we're working a Tadasana, right, with our arms up. So the arms are the same as we did when we were seated. I want you to lift, make sure the shoulders are down, and notice what's happening here, right? We want to tend to stick out the butt, drop that tailbone, knit those ribs together, work at pressing those palms together. They're not going to want to. Work. Just keep pressing and breathing. It's not where your arms, it doesn't matter like where the arms are, right? It's that idea of where can you feel the most work happening in that arm. One more breath, good. And then bring the palms to heart center. Oh, this should feel really good. Take a breath, inhale, reach up, look up, exhale. Go ahead and dive over the legs, find your forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, take it back, plank pose, step or hop. This time we're going to use those arms. So we're going to come down into a chaturanga if you feel like it. I want you to roll those elbow creases forward. Exhale, come halfway down, shaving the sides of your body with your arms, and then inhale, lift up. And then exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. We're going to put the weight into the left leg and reach the right leg up to the sky. You can even find almost like that split position, right? So we're taking the leg up as high as it can go. And then exhale, I want you to cross that right foot behind the left. So we're just taking this downward dog and we're pressing down into that left heel. You should feel a stretch all the way up the back of that left leg. Nice. Inhale, extend that right leg up again, and then step it between the hands. From here, we're going to come into a high lunge. So set your hips, right? Turn that left hip in. Inhale, reach those arms over alongside the ears. Same thing. Let's make that offering, palms together. Press. Find the breath. And then take those elbows behind the back. The hands behind the back, elbows reaching up towards sky, and then just wing them out. Now we're going to find a little back bend, right? Bend deeply into that front leg. Open the chest, open those elbows. One more time, reach those arms up. Exhale, let's take those hands down to the floor. Left hand next to the right foot. Right hand comes to the thigh and we twist. Take that right arm up, maybe over the head. And then exhale, release that right hand inside the left. Turn to face the long edge of the mat. I want you to bring those feet so that they're parallel to one another. Toes are facing the front of the mat. Take those hands out in front of their head, gazing at the floor. I want you to feel that belly lifting in and up. So we're finding this nice flat back. And then exhale, lower. Drop your head. Maybe the hands reach back behind you. This wide leg forward fold. And then walking your hands back. Let's go ahead and turn ourselves back to the front of the mat. We're going to step the right foot back to meet the left into downward facing dog. Inhale, take it forward into a plank, and exhale your way. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Find a vinyasa of your choice. We'll meet in downward dog. And then looking forward, find your way to the top of the mat. Maybe you can challenge yourself and jump. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release, press out through the feet, rise all the way to stand, and then bring the palms together at heart center. Shift the weight into that left leg and come up onto the ball of the right foot. We're going to cross the ankle of the right foot on top of the left leg, and we're going to sit into our one-legged chair. Willie just came in the room. I think I've got 2 dogs in here now. Gazing forward, breathe. Keep that chest lifted. And then inhale, stand up. Bring the leg up as high as you can. We're going to take that left hand to the outside of that right leg and twist to the right. Right arm is going to reach out. Nice. Coming back to center, release that right foot next to the left. Inhale, arms come up and over the head. Exhale, let's dive forward. Reach halfway. Exhale, fold, make your way back to a plank, and then take a vinyasa. Once you're in down dog, settle the breath. Come back to that happy place, that happy thought, right? Whatever intention you set for yourself. So that right leg is gonna stay heavy, and that left leg is gonna reach up as high as you want it to go. And then we're gonna cross it behind. Let that foot just float down. Press into that right heel. You want to keep lifting those sitting bones. You should feel a really good stretch way all the way up the back of that right leg. Nice. Lift that left leg again, and then step it through. Finding your way into your lunge. Square off those hips. You want to draw that right hip forward. Good. Make that offering. Bring the palms together. Squeeze. Take those palms behind the head, elbows reaching up, and then letting them wing out. You're gonna feel that little back bend happening here. Drop into that front knee as low as is comfortable for you. Keep the knee tracking over the ankle. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it to the floor. Right hand next to the left foot. Twist to the left. Slowly looking at the floor. Bring that left hand inside. We're going to make our way to the long edge of the mat again. So as you turn your toes in this time, I want you to bring the toes out and the heels in. So you may want to shorten your stance just a little bit. We're going to bend the knees so that the knees are tracking over the feet. And then on your next breath, as you lift that belly, find that flat back, take those arms out. Imagine yourself as a bird and you're just floating over the earth. Now you can stay static or you can just do an easeful little shift back and forth. I want you to really work that tailbone to the back of the room. Maybe find some stillness here. Sit down a little bit lower. Now see if you can bring your palms in front of you, framing your face. Lift the belly. Try not to grip into the toes. And then exhale, release the hands to the floor. Go ahead and stretch those legs up. Make those feet parallel. Find that forward fold again. Hands can come back behind if that feels good. Good. Inhale. Let's go ahead and turn those left toes to the front of the mat, followed by the right. We're back into our lunge position here. Bring those hands to the floor, and we're going to go ahead and step that left foot back to meet the right. Inhale, flow forward, find your plank, and you again take a vinyasa. Looking forward, find your way to the top of the mat, standing forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release, press out through the feet, rise all the way up, and palms float to heart center. Let's go ahead and come onto the right foot. And we're going to cross that left ankle over the right leg as we sit in our chair. Keep that chest nice and lifted, sinking in. Trying to steady your weight right on that foot. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach that knee up as high as you can. Right hand to the outside. Take that twist. If you fall out, that's okay. I did. Come back through center and release. Take a deep breath in and out. Good. Open the eyes. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, dive over the legs. Let's go ahead and make our way back again, coming into a plank pose. You can jump or step. Hold plank this time. I want you to lift your right leg. So we're in like a one-legged plank. And then we're going to pull the knee into the chest and round the spine like a cheetah. And we're going to take it back to a one-legged plank. And again, we're just going to draw everything in and take it back. Try not to drop that foot to the floor. One more time, pull it in and reach it back. Nice. Release that right foot, drop to your knees, child's pose. Inhale, peel yourself up to table, tuck the toes under and plank again. Press down into that right foot, lift the left leg. Find that rounded back as you pull the knee in and take it back. Pull it in and back. One more. Everything you got. Reach it long. And release. Good. Let's go ahead and come onto the knees. And before we do our next little round, we're just going to find a little beginnings of Ustrasana or camel. So if you want to put a blanket underneath your knees or pad up your mat, you can do that, but bring the heels of your hands to your low back. And I want you to roll those shoulders back, bring those elbows as close together as you can, and then begin to press forward. So we're feeling the stretch here, right? All the way up. Quadricep muscles. Now, as you're ready, just let your gaze and your chin lift. So again, gentle back bend here. We're using the heels of the hands to really press in so that we can feel those hips moving forward, right? The beginnings of this back bend. And then come back upright, hips to heels. Just take a minute here with hands on the knees, close your eyes. And we're just gonna do a couple of rounds of the bellows breathing. So it's an energetic breathing, right? And it's gonna get us energized for the next little round that we're gonna do. So it's basically that punching, right? We're gonna breathe in, and each exhale, the belly pushes in, right? We're gonna try and do maybe 30. So here we go, nice breath. Exhale, let it go, and then begin. Notice if your chest is moving or not. You don't want your top of your chest to move. You just want that belly to push in, push in, push in, push in. If you get tired, just stop, take another deep, full breath, let it go, and then begin again. All right, exhale, let it go, close your eyes. Let the breath return to normal. So that bellows breathing, that pumping action of the diaphragm on each exhale, like you're being punched in the stomach. If you're having a stressful day, or if you feel like you just need like energy, do like 30 seconds of that breathing, and you're gonna feel like all the blood just moving around and your brain start to fire. Bellows breathing, it's really good. It's a one of those very specific pranayamas that you can go to. All right, coming back into table, let's tuck those toes under again. Finding downward dog. That right foot's gonna stay heavy, that left leg is gonna reach up. Step that left foot between the hands, and we're gonna inhale, coming into our high lunge. We've been here before. Press out through that heel, square off those hips. Good, and then dropping into that heel, open up warrior two. Let's go ahead and reverse the warrior, reaching up and over with that left hand, and then back into warrior two. We're gonna take the elbow to the knee, walk the back foot back so we're widening here in our side angle position. Open up that chest, roll that chest open. Let that right arm reach up if that feels good, or you can take it over the head. And then we're gonna press it back into a wide-legged warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Before we come into triangle, we're gonna re-bend the leg, bring that elbow down, roll that shoulder open again, working that chest open. Now this time, maybe you wanna try and take it a little bit further. So maybe that hand comes to the floor. Maybe you can find that bind as you open up the chest on that side. Your choice. And slowly release the bind. Come back up, warrior two. Bring the hands onto the hips. Walk that back foot in. Good. Now straighten that front leg. Arms reach out for triangle. Left arm reaching forward. Go ahead and drop into our triangle position here. Right arm reaching up, left arm down. Inhale, take it back up. Good. Go ahead and come forward. Find your high lunge again. And then exhale, bring those hands to the floor. Let's go ahead and step that left foot back to meet the right downward dog. Inhale, flow forward into plank. Exhale, your way, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Up dog or baby cobra. And back into down dog. Left foot heavy, right foot reaches up. And we step that right foot between the hands and inhale into a high lunge. Drop into that heel, open up warrior two. Reverse the warrior. And then find warrior two again. Drop the elbow to the knee, walk that foot back. Really open up the thighs here. Good, as you're ready. Taking that arm up, maybe over the head, nice line of energy. And then we inhale back to warrior two and straighten the leg. Good, drop back into that warrior two position. Come back into that side angle. This time decide, do you want to do what you just did, or do you want to try and wrap and take that bind? If you take the bind, right, we want to make sure that that chest is lifted. So you can even just work it by, taking, like what I'm doing right now is I'm pressing my arm into my knee, which is forcing my chest to lift. And then this left hand literally sort of like works to keep that chest lifted and open, and my gaze is up, right? If you find that this dumps your chest down, because that's not what we want. All right, last breath here, inhale. Let's take it back up, hands to the hips. Walk that back foot in, straighten the front leg. Arms reach out, Trikonasana triangle. Coming back up. Good. Let's go ahead and bend into that knee. Bring those arms forward. Find your high lunge again. Exhale, palms to the floor. We're going to step that left foot, right foot back to meet the left downward dog. Inhale, take it forward into plank. And again, your choice of a flow. Come forward into plank. We're going to do some plank marches. Right leg lifts, left leg lifts. Try to keep your hips straight, right? So we're not weeble wobbling around. Belly's got to be really pulled in here. Drop to the knees. Take a child's pose. We're getting that core ready for the bikini. Inhale, find your table. All right, we're going to take it again. Find that plank. I know, right? Now we're going to go out and in. Right foot out and in. Left foot out and in. Keep going. Like little toe taps. Two more. One more. Awesome. Press back, downward dog. Oh, with a moan. Whew, that felt good. All right, look forward. Try to jump to the top of the mat. That wasn't very good. I should make no noise. Find your forward fold. Bring those big toes together. Bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Shift that weight back into the heels. Arms are lifted. If you want that challenge, bring those palms together. Press, press, press. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring those hands down. Tadasana, close the eyes. Feel the heart beating. Let that breath sort of try to come back into an easeful flow. All right. Opening the eyes, we're going to do a little bit of balance. So we already practiced a little bit of this when we sort of did the twist, right? Now we're going to, as we bring our weight into that left foot, we're going to come up onto the right. I want you to lift the leg and take your peace fingers and just wrap them inside, right? That flip-flop slot, as we call it. The left hand could be on the left hip. It could be out. You can be standing against a wall, right? If you need a little bit of assistance there. But let's go ahead and see if we can't bring that leg straight out in front of us. So we're pressing out through the heel, right? We're dropping into that right hip. Now, maybe you have a slight bend in the knee. That's totally okay. Again, whatever you feel like you can do. Challenge to yourself. Now we're going to take it out to the side. So I like to start with my knee bent again, and then I open up my hip, right? So I'm taking this in stages, or kramas as we call them, right? So I'm starting here, and now I can explore how much I can open up the leg. Last breath. Good. Go ahead and bring it back in. Release. Take a minute. Close the eyes. Kind of reframe, resettle. Notice what's happening in the mind. And we'll go to the other side. So right foot stays heavy. We come up onto the ball of the left. All right. Drawing that knee in. Take hold of the big toe through that flip-flop slot here. Right. Try to get those hips square. And then as you're ready, open up. Bring that foot forward. Lift the belly. Open heart. Good. Bend that knee. Bring it back in. Readjust. Open up that leg. You might notice one side is a little bit easier to handle than the other, right? That's okay too. Whew. As you're ready, you can lift the leg all the way out to the side. Bend the knee, bring it back to center, and release. Let those arms drip down. Roll the shoulders. Take a breath. Good job. All right. Last little standing exercise we're going to do is a warrior 3, and we're going to use those arms that we did before. So what I want you to do is maybe stand towards the top or the middle of your mat, just depending on how much room you have where you are, right? So we're going to start in almost like our feet in what would be a warrior 1 position, right? So those left toes turned out slightly. Slight bend in that right leg. I want you to bring that left hip forward. We're going to bring those arms out, right? As if we were making that offering. Palms together, lift, 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 and then take them back over the head. I want you to open up those elbows. We're going to try to hold this position, bringing more weight into that right foot. I want you to stop as the toes of the left foot are just touching the mat, right? Feel this. Lift the belly. It's almost as if you're about to take flight here. Now we're going to begin to tip forward. So we're gazing at the floor in front of us. In warrior 3, our leg doesn't go any higher than our hip, right? So that left hip is down, toes are down. We're pressing out through the heel. We have a slight micro bend in that right knee, or maybe even more if it's needed, right? And then that's that work. We're opening up here. Woo! And slowly see if you can't come up with that left leg up into the chest. And then exhale, cross the right foot in front of the left. You can go ahead and release the hands back behind you, interlacing the fingers, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, let's come all the way back up. Good, you can release the hands, step it out. Take that right foot back. Turn those right toes out, left foot forward. Good, same thing on the other side. Arms up, palms together. Elbows back and open. Away we go. As we shift forward, we stop. Right? We're never in a rush. We just want to keep checking in with ourselves. Then we begin to take our journey forward. Energy out through that heel. Inhale. Let's come back up. Bring that right leg with you. And then cross it over the left. Good. Reach those palms back behind you. Big inhale as we exhale, fold forward. Press out through the feet, rise all the way up. Good. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive over the legs. Last time to jump into a plank. And we make our way all the way down onto our belly. Good. Bring the hands alongside the body, one cheek to the floor, and just hang out here for a few moments. All right, feeling that front of the body just getting heavy. We worked hard. Taking a minute to just reset before we do a few little back bends here. All right, go ahead and bring your forehead to the floor. So we're gonna zip up those legs, press the feet into the floor and lift the kneecaps. Let's start with the palms face down. Alongside the body, draw the shoulders away from the floor. On your inhale, peel your head and chest off the floor. And then maybe on the next exhalation, lift your feet. Keep pressing the arms down. And exhale, release. Take the opposite cheek to the mat, palms face up. Let's bring the forehead back to the floor. Let those legs come together again. Bring the hands onto the small of the back. Fingers interlaced. We're going to start here, and on our inhales, we lift the head and chest. Reach your hands back for your heels. So we're taking a bind. Now maybe lift the feet. And exhale, let everything go, release. Maybe you'd like to bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet back and forth. So we did a mild, like a very mild Ustrasana at the beginning, and we're going to take a bow pose, which is going to be a little bit deeper of a back bend here. So we already explored the beginnings of that on our knees. Now we're going to take it a little bit further on our belly. So I want you to bend your knees, reach back for your feet or your heels, bring your forehead down to the floor. So this again is a back bend. So what the work here is, as we press those feet away, right, we work at opening up the chest. We're lifting our knees as high as we can. We're trying not to let our knees come way out, right? We want to try and keep them about hips width distance apart. And we're gazing forward. So it's that feeling of like in the chest and in the head, it's like Sphinx pose, right? We're just opening everything up here. Feet are lifted, pressing away. Take one more breath and then exhale, lower down. Ah, good job. So this is all getting us ready for potentially moving into wheel pose, right? Working into these back bends. Let's bring our hands up underneath our shoulders and come to sit. So we're going to bring the feet together and the heels, the knees out to the side. Bring the hands behind the back and sit up nice and tall here. So by bringing the hands back, right, it helps sort of move that pelvic bowl forward. And then if you feel like you can sit up nice and straight, hands come to the feet. You can stay here or begin to bend the elbows and hinge forward. And then inhale, come back up. Good. Let's go ahead and open up our legs. So we're in a wide V. It doesn't have to be all that wide. And we're going to take the right hand in front and the left hand in back. And then we're just going to take that torso over to the left. So the work is going to be, we're actually going to side bend over to the right. So that right hand can come to the right leg or inside that right leg. We're just going to begin to slide down. So that left hand can be on the sacrum to help open the chest, or you can let it come up, right? If you can keep the chest lifted, maybe that arm comes over the head, but you stop the minute your chest starts to fall forward. Nice side stretch here. Good. Drop that left hand and then let yourself just drip over that right leg. Slowly come back up right through center. Left hand forward, right arm back, twist to the right. Let's go ahead and take that arm over as we side bend to the left. Pretty much hit everything in the body today. All right, release that hand, drip over that left leg. Go ahead and round those shoulders. Let everything go. And then slowly come back up. Let's go ahead and pull those knees in. Take those arms out and let's roll down onto our back. Bring the hands behind your head and then bring your knees up. We're going to do some bicycles for about 30 seconds. So you're basically going to like cross the opposite elbow to opposite knee, and then the other leg is going to come out. So ready and go. Gaze to the side, right, that you're going for. So really twist into the body as you're doing this. Ten more seconds. And draw the knees into the chest with a moan, if you like. And bring the feet to the floor. All right, so I'm gonna let you choose. If you don't want it, I can't see you. So you can either do standard bridge position, right? Which is hands alongside the body, press up, or you can explore wheel today. So we're gonna take the hands back behind us. Now we did a lot of work in our arms to get ready to do this, right? So those fingertips are pressing towards your shoulders, right? Those elbows are knitting in. And if you just, before you like go all the way up, if you just sort of want to explore this, you can stop here, right? Or you can just do it like what it feels like, just lift a little bit. Or your head, right? So you can just kind of stay here and just bring the crown of the head to the floor. If you're ready to go, We're going to press into the hands, press into the feet. We're going to lift ourselves up into a wheel. I find it really hard to talk and go into wheel at the same time. So go ahead and just press in. You want to straighten your arms, straighten your legs, drop that head back, breathe. And then as you're ready, slowly make your way down and out of wheel. Take a minute, let that spine settle. Bring those knees back into the chest, find a happy baby. All right, so our last posture or asana before Shavasana is going to be shoulder stand. So with the hands alongside the body, bring your legs back over your head, tucking the toes under in Halasana, which is our plow pose. Walk those shoulders together. And then see if you can't bring your hands to your low back, right? I want you to press those hands like mittens into your low back. Lift your thighs away from your face. And then turn on that core. And then see if you can't lift your legs straight in together all the way up. So we want to be like a pencil, right? Like not a banana, but a pencil. That's why it's called shoulder stand. Breathing here. Now, if you're on your heaviest day of your period, or if you've had eye surgery, you don't want to be in this pose more than like 2 or 3 breaths, if at all. Slowly begin to take your feet back into Halasana. Hands float down to the mat. Let them be like kickstands as you roll your legs all the way down. Take a breath. Go ahead and pull those knees into the chest once more. And then let the knees float to the left. And let those arms come out to the side. Maybe you gaze over the right shoulder. Yes, lift the right knee, followed by the left. And then take the legs over to the right. Maybe you look over the left shoulder. And again, let those knees float back to center. And then take any last movements you'd like to make before Shavasana. Now, if you don't feel like laying down, if you'd rather do a meditation in a nice comfortable seat, you're welcome to do that. If you feel like just laying on your side, right, like a little fetal position, if that feels better for you, feel free to do that, right? Find a position where you can be still for the next few minutes. Take a full deep breath in and then exhale, let it go. If you need another one, take it. Let everything release. Feel the body go heavy. Take a moment of gratitude for the work your body did for you in this practice. And just settle in. So I picked up my Patanjali's Yoga Sutra book yesterday and was going through some of the things that I have learned along the way, and I wanted to go back to the basics. And so these sutras, right, are little threads or strands, right? Pearls, ideas. Sutra literally means a thread. And they all layer one on top of the other. right? And it is really what the entire yoga lifestyle is about. So in his second sutra, in Sanskrit, it reads Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. And basically that translates as yoga, mind stuff, modifications, and restraint. So putting that all together, the restraints of the modification of the mind stuff is yoga. Restraining, taming, controlling the mind through the body, right? Yoga means to yoke, to bring together. So that's the goal, right? Is to be able to tame our mind, to control ourselves. And we do that on the mat as a practice so that we can take that into our world, into our life, hopefully, which is why it's a practice, because we got to work at it every day, right? Just taking this last minute or two in silence. Slowly beginning to bring your attention back to the space. Noticing your body in space. Feeling the breath as you invite deeper, fuller inhales and exhales. Reawakening. Making small movements when you're ready with the fingers and the toes. Sometimes it's nice to just sort of loosen up the jaw, right? Roll the head maybe side to side. And then as you're ready, bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the floor. Let's go ahead and roll to our right side. And then we'll make our way up to a comfortable seat again, where we began. Try to keep your gaze either down or eyes closed for the next moment. And we'll bring the palms at heart center. I'll close by saying the light in me sees, recognizes, and honors that light in you, which means namaste. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of the day. And we'll see you again. Good job. It was a hard class.